Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone. Did I click the box? Hello everyone. Welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Star Wars Rebels Season 3, Episode 10, Inside Man. I'm your host, Clea. With me, I have John and Sam.
I'm the inside man.
You're an inside man.
I'm a man and I'm inside.
Yes. You're not the inside man, though.
Inside.
The inside man we all called, and it's Agent Callus.
Yeah.
Right?
Yay!
It's kind of cool that we figured that out in episode
I was gonna say,
2.
we kind of saw that one coming.
Yeah. And especially since they, kept dropping Fulcrum, and it had some of the episodes where Fulcrum was involved or given information happened to have Agent Callus in them. And then when he showed up on Lothal, I was like, oh, and we got this information from Fulcrum.
Right, and he also saved Sabine.
Yeah.
He did.
That also
he says that too. I was like, yeah, okay, buddy, slow your roll, but okay, cool.
That also could have been seen as I'm repaying Zeb, That could have been seen as a one-time thing. And I think he was trying to play it off like that, too.
No, I was going to say, he was kind of alluding to that because, he gets in the lift with, Ezra and Kate, and he's like, I'm Fulcrum. And they're like, wait, what? Nah, come on. So, and that in itself was funny. And, it was a good scene, so.
It was a great scene. Because they...
But he's like, we have to make it look good.
And he sets him through a fucking glass wall!
Great. I loved that. I was dying.
And then Kanan's like, Ezra! I wanted to do that.
And they, fought over...
But I do that. He sent him flying, through, and, broke it. I was like, that was great. I loved it. I was dying laughing. That was hysterical.
I was just like, wow. Alright. So yeah, I like how we started. We're back on Lothal. I recognize the backdrop, the street, and everything. It's like, oh yeah, we're back on Lothal. And it's just the action started almost immediate. It's like, where's Ryder? There he is. Mm-hmm. They're shooting at him. Great.
Mm-hmm.
We're in.
Off to a good start.
That was a really good action scene too.
Yeah. It was a great balance of Jedi crap and shoosting. And vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good speeder action and ATST action going on there. I was like, oh, this is good. I like this. This is good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, I kind of also... Was that the same speeder that Luke used?
Yeah.
The red one that Ryder had?
Yeah, it looks
It's the same one.
Same
model,
model, obviously,
not the same speeder. I forgot. I'm sure they mentioned it in A New Hope because Luke had to sell it to get some money, but I don't remember what it was, right. But it's the same speeder.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay. But yeah, that was super cool when they chopped the legs out of the AT, whatever it is. It's not an ATST, it's like an ATJT or something like that.
Yeah, they called it... I think they were shorthand referring to it as a walker.
That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call it later because there's another one that they are inspecting and et cetera, et cetera. And now I'm like, it's not an ATST. That's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot it's not that important. It's like the beta ATST.
I like the ATSTs.
Yeah.
I think they might be my favorite.
Hmm?
The ATSTs, I think they were my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like where Ryder was he's like, we just got to get up to 190. It's like, can this thing even do 190?
I was like, not even make it?
I'm thinking fast thoughts.
That was funny.
Yeah. But that was the first introduction to, oh, they're sabotaging the stuff on the manufacturing facility on Lothal.
Which I thought was clever.
Yes, good in theory, but numbers don't lie, and if you have a very high percentage of malfunctions, gonna get inspected.
That's what they call audits.
Audits, exactly. Yeah. My store is currently going through an audit season, and everyone's freaking out. So
yeah, my job's going through an audit right now too. So
yeah,
it's audit season. Everybody, happy
exactly.
holidays.
It's audit season. But our jobs don't involve death if we mess up. Only firing.
Right.
No, they're actually getting killed over it.
Yes.
Like poor Suma. Oh my god.
That was
brutal.
That was horrifying.
It really was. This is a children's show, guys. What are you doing?
Yeah, they just blew that guy up.
They blew him up.
Well, and decapitation. I'll just say that. So
that looked like just a helmet, but it was a smoldering helmet. It's like, what did the face look like?
I know. I was like, whoa.
I even was like, even when it happened, I was like, Jesus Christ, are you sure about that? Like,
yeah.
This is for children.
Yeah.
It's not for
I
kids.
thought that too. I was like, they literally let this thing explode. Like, yeah. So I was like, whoa, okay.
That just shows how like crazy evil Thrawn is. He's like, no, stay on the bike. Let's get it right back up to 190 and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just goddamn, man.
Yeah. And he didn't even miss a beat. He didn't even miss a beat. He was right after. He was like, now that I have your attention, I was like, okay. Which I didn't expect any less from him, honestly. But I was like, oh, geez, what do we do now?
And I mean, it didn't even stop there. They went over to the walkers, and one of them they did the same thing.
It was like,
and presumably
I was like,
killed that guy too.
Yeah, he's like, no, wait, I didn't know. Not that one.
It wasn't that one.
Too late. I was like, oh god, this is terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And if it wasn't revealed that Agent Callus was Fulcrum in this episode, another like thing under the column for him being Fulcrum would have been his reaction to Suma getting killed, because he was he was distraught. He looked like very shocked, like genuinely shocked.
Yeah. Just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm willing to bet that most of those stormtroopers under their helmets were kind of shocked too, because
the only person who wasn't shocked was Governor Price. She's
I was going to say that, but she is also a sadist.
So. She's evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a thing for pain. She's a weirdo.
She's like, yes. I was like, oh god, no.
Yeah. Something in the in the line of being too real. The line was, you shouldn't have hired locals, like Thrawn was talking to the governor.
Yeah.
He's like, you shouldn't have hired the locals. They're vulnerable to rebels and stuff. And she's like, well, this facility has quotas to meet. And I'm like, a management doesn't understand what it takes to manufacture. I am floored.
Classic.
Classic. Yeah, when that line was dropped, I was like, wow, it feels too real right now.
Yep. Well, I'm sure that's why it's there.
Oh,
it's like, oh, well, we have vertical, blah, 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 blah. Not that changes anything.
Yeah, they totally nailed that management thing.
Well, there is that part of it, but just like the greater picture of like what we don't always get to see or know, but like just how far the Empire goes, and the fact that it is like borderline slavery in certain areas where it comes to just manufacturing or whatever it needs to have done as far as power, resources, whatever it is. They just turn things inside out and they don't care. They don't care. Nobody can stop them. So I like that there's that. So I like that specifically what you were talking about, Christina, but there's like the further consequences of that, just that this goes deeper too, to other worlds. So
on the big scale. And that it could possibly be worse on other planets depending on the relationship the Empire has with the locals.
Exactly, or the resources that particular system or planet has that they want or need. So, yeah.
Well, and really, like, if you look at a map of the galaxy, like, Lothal is
Far.
way on the outer rim. It's way out there. So, like, the fact that they have this much of a grip on such a far out planet is pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because they're so far from, like, Coruscant, you know. Then again, I feel like that makes Lothal very susceptible to kind of sway both ways. So, like, I could the pendulum will likely swing back towards the way of the rebels anyway at some point. But
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. It's a good place for production though, because it's out of the way. I'll give them that too.
It's got the room.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to the Loth Cat that was in the opening of the show.
Yes! He's just like running
out.
away from the explosions, just like, I don't want nothing to do with this.
I don't like this.
Big noises are scary.
Even though they're big. Even though they're kind of temperamental, a Loth Cat.
Yeah. Oh god. I think honestly my favorite thing about this episode was Callus's interactions with Chopper.
They got along great.
No, yeah. He was like, "Oh, your droid likes me." So it's like that's
not a good thing.
A lot.
And then he's like, he like compliments Chopper. He's like, "Wow, that's pretty impressive." And Chopper's like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." It's like almost like he's saying, oh, "Thank God, finally somebody recognizes my talent.
Somebody appreciates the work I do." Okay?
Well, because he didn't need the access codes. He was like, "I got it. Don't worry. I'm gonna twist this thingy with my spindly hand and whatever."
Yeah,
I got it.
And I guess that's something the crew takes for granted, but like not on purpose. Just because Chopper's always been around, they've never had to rely on a different droid who probably can't do the stuff that Chopper does. So they're like accidentally taking him for granted. So he's like, finally, somebody realizes my work is important. Not yelling at me.
But Chopper always like goes about like he has a chip on his shoulder, like he's like Mr. Misunderstood, Mr. Grumpy.
Yes.
So I think that's where the like kind of the odds kind of start. Now I don't know how it started because as far as I know, like he had a bad fall, whatever. Okay, cool. But like he was with Hera and like Hera tolerates him and she's sweet to him. So I was like, where are you getting all grumpy for? I don't get it. So.
She's never with Hera anymore.
I can see. So Zeb totally does not appreciate him. So that that attitude, I could see where he might have gotten that. But I wasn't like, dude. Zeb's like, you're just a piece of junk. You're like a walking trash can. You're in my way. I can't deal with you. No.
And to a degree, neither does Kanan. It's more like Kanan's just sassy to him than anything else.
I think the only person who truly but like kind of has a relationship with him is Hera and Ezra, oddly, because even though it's not a very functional relationship, they still like, riff off each other and like they get in each other's face and they tease each other.
Oops,
and they've saved each other a lot.
You're the stupid new kid. What do you know? I can get in your face and it'll still be fine. So, and I always think that's funny. So.
Oops, it looks like I caught you. Didn't mean to. Meant to let you fall to your death.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I would have preferred that because, like, you're on me and like I don't want that. I'm not about it.
Yeah, not about that. He's like a cat. He's like a grumpy cat,
right?
Yeah.
He like decides when he likes you and like when you're cool.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, it's like
yeah, when you're kind to him.
Yeah, for sure.
You
know. So I'm really looking forward to Callus moving forward now that the whole team knows he's Fulcrum. At least they know he knows the code, Fulcrum's code. So it's going to be interesting going forward.
Yeah,
and like Zeb is just at the end, like I guess I recruited him. We didn't kill each other, so I guess we're friends. What?
I know. No, Hera and Sabine were like, "Wait, what? He did what? what?" And then Zeb's like, maybe I have something to do with it. I don't know. We were stuck in a cave and we didn't kill each other. Go figure. So But I found that funny because I remember distinctly there was something earlier on where he made it plain, like, let Zeb or Elias know, like, I am no longer in debt to him. But I'm like, but there is something still lingering there.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah, and the dangerous part now is going to be that Agent Callus, not Agent Callus, I'm sorry, Thrawn. Admiral Thrawn knows it's Callus.
Yes, I was like, oh God, and you know
Like,
what? But though the only thing that makes me feel a little bit like is like Callus, I think knows that he knows. I'm like, you are treading on very thin ice, my friend. You know it.
Yeah, I think they both know they know. So it's like, shit.
I'm like,
He's gotta watch out.
It's Thrawn like completely is like, just like look at it. I was like, oh my God, he knows. Oh my God, the jig is up. So yeah.
Yeah. No, he's done.
Mm-hmm.
He better defect real soon. Cause
I was like, what is he going to do? Because, yes, exactly. The jig is up. I was like, what's going to happen to you, man? Because it can't be good.
No.
No.
But they got the information they wanted. And John, it's your turn to talk about ships.
That's right.
Boy,
I heard
can I?
about this vaguely.
TIE Defender.
Well, all right. It's a TIE Defender.
Right.
So the TIE Defender actually comes from the TIE Fighter video game from way back in the 90s. But it's been it was in the Legends canon, it was supposed to be present for Return of the Jedi, that dogfight. It wasn't in the movie, but it was supposed to be there. And then once they wiped it and kind of went back into this, made that Legends, it was kind of canon, but kind of not, because it popped up in like a mobile game, and then it kind of popped up again in the Star Wars Battlefront game that just came out a couple of years ago, or last year. So it popped up in like a map there, but now it's like solidified as like the TIE Defender is real, it's in the universe, what? Anyway, so Hera called this thing an interceptor, but it has shields. But that's not doing it justice. That is not doing it any justice, because not only does it have shields, but it has 4 high-powered laser cannons. That's actually, 4 high-powered laser cannons on the bottom wings. It's got 2 ion cannons on the top wings that are twin-linked, so they all fire at the same time. So it's shooting ion blasts and 4 laser blasts all at once if it wants to. And it's got 2 warhead tubes, so it can shoot concussion missiles. This thing is a monster, and it's fast as hell. It can jump to hyperspace, which no other TIE ship can do.
That's true.
It can fight long range. It can outmaneuver anything that the rebels are using right now. So the weird thing about it is that originally the TIE Defender, other side note, it can have a tractor beam, a small one, but that's whatever. These probably don't, because they're early models. But the thing is weird is that they built the TIE Defender to counter the X-Wing, because they wanted a ship that was just as versatile as the X-Wing, which makes sense because the X-Wing just chewed through TIE fighters like nobody's business, and then the A-Wings kind of countered the TIE Interceptors. So they needed something to trump all of that, which was why they made the Defender. But we haven't heard about X-Wings in this show yet, which is confusing to me, like why they're making the Defender.
X-Wings?
So, yeah, there's been no X-Wings in Rebels.
Oh my God.
It's only been A-Wings, Y-Wings, and E-Wings. There's not been one X-Wing.
You're right.
And they've only used, realistically, our A-Wings. Like, we've seen a B-Wing, and they said that they were going to make more of them last season, and we saw them steal the Y-Wings, but we know those are going to the Battle of Yavin. So, or not Yavin. They're going for the Death Star attack. So, really, there's been no X-Wings yet. So, why are they making a TIE Defender? I don't know. But maybe they just want a really good ship that will destroy. And Hera's not wrong. If they start to mass produce this thing, which is really expensive, but they can afford it, but if they do, they are done. Like, it's over, because they can't stop these things. One of them could probably take out 5. Well, anyone can take out 5 A-Wings or Phoenix Squadrons flying them, but you get the idea.
Wow, shade.
It's really bad. It's really bad for them, and they need to stop this however they can.
Yeah, but maybe that'll be the introduction to X-Wings in the show, is is because they need something that's going to stop the TIE Defenders. Because this is
It's either that.
big
I mean,
business.
it's too early for E-wings because
Yeah.
E-wings were kind of made to trump TIE Defenders because they were basically, if you smush an X-wing and an A-wing together, you get an E-wing. But yeah, it's way too early for that. So I don't know. I mean, the other thought that I had was like this could just be a plant by Thrawn. So they're like, hey, here's schematics for this big scary ship that we're going to make and mass produce potentially, and you have to stop it or you lose. So this could be his way of luring, Phoenix Squadron into some kind of trap. So I don't know.
I would put it past him, but at the same time, I'm not sure. The only other thing that I just wanted to comment on that kind of freaked me out was that at the end of the episode, you notice Thrawn looking at artwork of that's specific and personal to the Phoenix Squadron. So like that portrait of Hera and her family, like a little portrait of Ezra, and like Sabine's actual artwork. I'm going, oh, that's not good. He's specifically on to them as a group, and I'm like, yeah. He's on to you guys. He's gonna get you. He's looking at you. He's figuring it out. I'm like, oh, I don't like this. This is bad.
Yeah.
So that scared me too.
He's
like, oh no.
He's also got the Guardian mask that Kanan wore when he first went blind.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm sort of like, how do you know that?
Yeah.
That has a connection to him.
A little
Baskin
bit
Robbins always finds
out. Ooh, that's not good.
Baskin Robbins always finds out. Yeah,
Thrawn works for Baskin Robbins.
It's gotta be what it is.
I mean, I don't know. That was scary enough, and then it's just like they can't stop TIE Defenders, and it's scaring me even more.
No, they can't.
Because I think at this point they're probably faster than the A-wings they're using. So, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Little weird though that the TIE Defender prototype is like technically the TIE Advanced X7. So to give you a point of reference, Darth Vader flies an X1 TIE Advanced.
Oh.
We've skipped 6 numbers. Don't know where they went.
Really?
But yeah, just something to chew on, I suppose. But yeah, This is supposed to be like the X7 TIE Fighter. So we skipped 2 through 6, I suppose.
Or they just weren't very good.
So very good, is it?
So very good.
No, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, there's probably not any significant things in between there. But then again, we have like the TIE Striker in the new movie coming out very soon, so that could fit in there a little bit. The Interceptor technically could fit in there.
Yeah.
If we ever somehow get the TIE Phantom back into the real world, it would make my life, but that could fit in there too.
Is that the one that Whisper flies?
Yeah, that's the cloaking one.
Okay, Phantom, yes. God, I would love it if the Phantom was in something. That would be fantastic. Yeah. And scary, very scary.
But I'm just like, oh boy, ships!
Yeah. Oh, definitely, yes, John. Thank you for your ship knowledge.
Yeah, that was probably more than anyone ever needed to know, but you're welcome, everyone.
No, it matters. It matters.
It all matters. So we were talking about Ezra's parents this season. They might not be dead. And this episode, Suma mentions Ezra's parents. Your parents would be proud. It's like, you're not saying that for no reason. It's gotta be going somewhere.
That's what I felt like too.
Yeah.
It's like,
as soon as he said it, I was like, we were just talking about this.
Yeah, I don't think his parents yet.
Yeah, his parents keep getting brought up, and it's like,
Sure are saying that a lot.
Sure are mentioning that.
Well, it's not as if like they can't die, but I think if they were to die, it wouldn't be off screen. It would be very, very meaningful to Ezra, and could possibly, like, obviously be a very monumental moment in his development, depending on how that goes. So yeah,
one way or the other.
One way or the other, exactly. So
yes. So we have a new trailer, or one of the new trailers for Rogue One has a shot of a bunch of ships.
Rebel Alliance.
And one of them is believed to be the Ghost.
Yeah.
It looks, down there, the ship on the bottom with the four thrusters. That looks like the Ghost.
Yeah.
So
it's
and I mean, there's Phoenix. That sort of looks like Phoenix Home too. So.
Well, that's a Corellian Corvette. I mean, that's a CR-90. That they have a lot of those.
I know, but still.
But yeah, that is technically their capital ship. But and I know you mentioned this before we started the show. It could just be a generic VCX 100, but that would be really goddamn stupid if they did that. There is 0 point to doing that other than just to be an asshole.
Right.
It has to be the Ghost.
People have specifically asked about this, the fact that, and Lucasfilm has come out and said, yeah, we're aware that this overlaps. We're very well aware of the time frame and the fact that this overlaps. It was okay, great. Okay, great. You're aware of that. They're not stupid. So, however much they can do or throw in there is up to them and what they feel like fits the story. And I understand that. It's a big, big galaxy, even though Rebellion I always felt like it was a little smaller band thing, smaller level, but still. So however they choose to include or not include certain characters, that's fine. But I just was exactly. You just be an asshole if you're like, nah, it's not that ship. You seeing things. Come on.
Yeah, and honestly, even if it's just a little cameo, remember we had a quick voiceover from Hera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Watch the Ghost do something really cool and leave. Whatever, that's fine for me.
Or just Chopper is flying in the background doing something stupid. Wow!
Just punching a Star Destroyer shield generators.
That itself, I'd be like, oh my god, look, there it goes! Yes!
He's just in space.
Well, technically, they have a real chopper in the real world.
That's true.
He's in the Rebels Recon things on YouTube all the time. So, I mean, they have him built.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Chop!
I want the three of them to get together: Chopper, R2, and BB-8.
Me too. The convergence of the astromechs, who's the best mechanic, which I'm definitely going to say is R2. R2's, hands down. So far, our best mechanic. So far.
Chopper, I would say, is the best hacker.
He would be the best
hacker.
Yeah,
R2 screws that up constantly.
R2 tapped into the City Central computer, found out about the Millennium Falcon, Bespin, even though he shouldn't trust it and he got zapped for it, but But
that's what I mean.
You're right, I'll give it to you. Chopper's better hacker than R2.
R2's screwed up sometimes.
Yeah. And BB-8's an actual puppy.
But he's a straight up great mechanic.
Yes.
This is true. Yeah. So it's
just cute. Yeah. So far. I have hopes that he'll do more, but so far he's just cute. He's adorable.
Yes, definitely. He's an actual puppy.
He's
not bad at his job. He did his job. He protected, what he had to protect, and he got it where it needed to go.
Exactly. No,
by being a puppy.
That's exactly what he is. Oh my god, I love it so much. Yeah. Yes.
Speaking, just a quick aside, did you guys hear? There was the voice actor who did BB-8's voice prompt, so the actors in the movie knew what to react to. So he'd actually hear what he's supposed to be saying, which is kind of funny.
That's awesome.
Really cute.
And I've wanted to go back through the Rebels and subtitle Chopper because, most times I can guess what he's saying.
You can figure it out.
And it sounds pretty accurate, so I want to go and Actually, maybe somebody's done that already. Maybe I'll look it up. We'll find
Subtitle
out.
Chopper.
Subtitle Chopper, yeah.
You know what he's saying. You know absolutely what he's saying.
Oh, yeah. Just middle fingers up all day. Fuck you guys. I'm out of here.
Exactly. This is ridiculous.
Let me do my job, God. So next episode is mid-season finale. Visions and Voices. Haunted by visions of Maul, Ezra has to journey across the galaxy. Upon arriving at his destination, he has to participate in a strange ritual to sever his connection to Maul. Ruh-roh indeed. It sounds like he's making the journey without Kaden.
Ooh.
So
sounds like Sith rule of two stuff going on there.
Oh god.
Well, I mean, I saw in the preview, though, the little teaser they showed on YouTube, the Darksaber's there.
Mm.
What?
So now we know where that is.
Oh.
Yeah. As soon as John said that was in the promo, because I missed the promo this week. I was like, you know what, that makes sense. Maul did kill the guy who had it last, so
Yeah, he killed Vizsla, so
Yeah,
he has that.
I somehow thought it ended up in possession of another Mandalorian, but it makes more sense that Maul has it since he did kill Vizsla.
Though, I mean, to be perfectly honest, and I could be wrong, the last thing we saw was him with it, and he murdered. Spoiler alert! Murdered Satine right in front of Obi-Wan on purpose with that Darksaber. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the last time that we saw it, and it makes sense that he would have it somehow, or hit it, or whatever he did with it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Asshole. Anyway.
Wow. He's the worst.
What a jerk.
What a jerk, what? Yeah. So if you guys don't have anything else to say?
I don't think so. Other than I'm super excited for Rogue One.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Soon.
Yes, and we will sometime during our winter break. We kind of never stop. We're always doing something on this channel, so during the winter break we'll do that and a bunch of other movies that have come out this season. Because we, are so busy with the TV shows during the TV show season that kind of got to play catch up with those movies. So, John, where can the people find you?
You can find me nerding out about ships at No More on Twitter.
Hey. Sam, where can they find you?
Y'all come find me on Like Leia on Twitter and Instagram, doing the same thing, but not necessarily about ships,
Just nerding out.
Just nerding out.
You can find me at Cleomoto, and you can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Many movies to come this next few months. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Toodles.